Hi guys, welcome back to Visor Down. My name is Alex and I'm here today with two absolute beauties, this Scrambler 1200 range. It's at the Triumph HQ and I've been lucky enough to invite down and have a look around and just see what's new about the Scrambler 1200 range. Now, of course, you can see right in front of me here is the XC and the XE edition Scramblers. Of course, they are two very capable Scrambler models, but it depends what you're really after from a Scrambler as to which one you'd go for. So we'll have a quick look around them, say what's different about them, what's new for 2021, and we'll go from there. So starting with the XC, I wouldn't want to say, just first off, that these are any difference in terms of spec. They are both high spec Scramblers, and that's without a doubt. The XC model is going to be one that you'd maybe say is a touch more accessible. It's a slightly bit lower, and it's got the same capabilities as the XE, but it's something that you'd look at if you're looking for, you know, the good entry to a Scrambler level machine. The XE is going to be something that you'd look at if you're really wanting a dual purpose Scrambler and you're looking for the real top spec and sort of class leading spec from your Scrambler. Now for 2021, there's not a huge difference in terms of what's offered from the Scrambler range, but that doesn't make them any less capable and any less spectacular really. One of the main features for both of these bikes is the Euro 5 compliancy. Now this is something you're going to be seeing across the range of motorcycles that have been released, is the Euro 5 compliancy and the emissions regulations. Now both of these have achieved this without really affecting the power much at all, so you're still getting the same amount of power, which is going to be looking at 88.7 brake horsepower and a good 110 newton meters of torque. Another feature for the 2021 editions is going to be the difference in the exhaust heat. Now the heat has been distributed differently, so you're not going to get a toasty fire when you're riding around for too long because the cat has been moved back and there's a different header geometry and a secondary air intake that's going to be basically making the Scrambler exhaust less of an issue when you're riding around for a long period of time, and you, as I say, your fire isn't going to get nice and toasty. Of course, bear in mind your fire is still going to get a little bit toasty because it is a high exhaust, and that's going to be the Scrambler for you. I mean, if you're going to put your hand near an exhaust, you're going to expect it to be hot. So with a higher exhaust, you're going to expect your fire to get hot. So it's still going to get a little bit hot, but no problem at all in terms of the cap being moved. You're still going to be loving the exhaust note. And on that note as well, the Scrambler exhaust note is exceptional. It sounds beautiful on the road. So that's always a positive. And of course, another note on the Euro 5 emissions, of course, to reach Euro 5 level, there is lower emissions. And as a result of that, there is a marginal difference in the fuel consumption, and you will get a touch more in terms of your distance per gallon, but that's sort of marginal increase and something that's a happy tag along with Euro 5 emissions. So having a look at the XE spec as a quick dive in, you've got a 10mm removable spacer and 65mm wider handlebars, which is going to be perfect when you're throwing it around on the, shall we say, a bit tougher terrain. You've got longer travel suspension as well with a slightly different rake, and the suspension on the front is 47mm Showa forks, and at the back you've got twin Öhlins shocks. They're both fully adjustable, and that really does mean that the XE is going to hold its own if you're looking, as I say, to go on tough terrain. With the XC, you still have the capable nature off-road. If you're really looking to throw it about off-road, I'm sure it's going to be holding its own just as much. But I would be leaning towards the XE if you're looking in the market for something that is a real dual-purpose, high-spec machine. When it comes to the tyres on both of these bikes, you've got 21-inch front and 17-inch rear. It's going to be the Metzeler Tourance tyres, and they are extremely capable for riding on the road and then taking it off-road. Of course, the 21-inch front is going to really take it into that adventure level spec for a tyre, and it's going to be exactly what you need when you are, again, going off-road or just wanting to keep nice and stable on the road part of your ride. So when it comes to the riding modes, both are going to have switchable rider modes. The XE has 6 and the XC has 5. Now the XE is going to have an additional super duper off-road mode, and that's going to also include cornering ABS and cornering traction control, and it's going to be really the sort of pinnacle of the rider modes that you can choose from. The XC is still capable, and you still have switchable ABS and switchable traction control, and you'll be able to take that one then off-road and have a blast. But the XE again has that touch above to really take it just past the XC. So when it comes to the rider bits, you're going to have quite a nice selection of rider aids as you're riding along. Of course, you're going to have cruise control as standard. keyless ignition, which is a controversial topic, so I would say, but it does really come in handy. You can have under-seat USB charger, and you're going to have LED lights all around. The switches are illuminated as well, so if you're riding at night, that will really come in handy. And overall, Triumph have really thought about, when it comes to the riding of their motorcycles, what really sort of takes it above and really helps you out as the rider. And that's seen on both of these Scrambler 1200s. Now, what would a Scrambler be without the option to customize it to your highest dreams? Now, there's so many options here. There's 70 plus accessories that you can get from Triumph when you're looking to buy one and customize it yourself. Now, you can get the Dakar screen, you can get higher mudguard, you can get the Arrow silencers and exhaust there. Really, you can just get anything you want. I mean, you could be flicking through the catalog for days to really customize this to your liking. You know, even if you want to put some soft accessories in terms of panniers on there, you can get some headlight grills. Really, the options are endless, well, 70 plus endless, to make this bike perfect for yourself. Of course, consider the fact that the 2021 editions of these bikes have gone up a little bit in weight. It's plus 6 kilograms on both. You will be looking at then trying to keep the accessories to a limit in terms of not really adding loads on in terms of the weight, because this plus 6 kilograms is there. But at the same time, if you're swapping out stuff, happy days, keep on going. So with the Scramblers, I mean, these bikes are going to be available from June in dealers, but dealers going to be taking deposits right now. So if you're completely sold on one of these and you're looking to just get that last bit of information, get on the phone to the dealer, maybe send them a message on Facebook. I don't know how it really works best for you, but get in touch with your dealers and they'll be happily taking your deposits. When it comes to the pricing of these models, the XC is £11,800, the XE is £12,600, and oh yeah, there's another one, the Steve McQueen is £13,600. Now this one isn't here when it comes to the Steve McQueen Edition because they're so in demand that it just isn't here. But to touch briefly on that Steve McQueen Edition, it's going to have everything that the XE has in terms of the higher spec, top spec, class leading parts. But then it's also going to have the Steve McQueen touches in terms of the custom paint job, custom seat. It's going to have the numbered and Steve McQueen signature on the front, and you're going to have a certificate to basically prove that this is a one of 1,000 model that you've got. From speaking to the Triumph guys, the Steve McQueen Edition is really showing some interest. So if you are looking for one of these, I would definitely be quick to get your deposit in and prove that you are going to be the right owner for the Steve McQueen Edition. So my name's been Alex. I've been looking at the Scrambler 1200's 4-visor down here. If you are looking to get one of these, as I say, get in touch with your Triumph dealer and they'll be able to happily help you out and start flicking through that Triumph catalogue of accessories. But thank you very much for watching Visor Down. Catch me on the next one. If you'd like to leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. If you're not already, then I'd really appreciate that. Thanks so much for watching and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.